Hey y'all, it's the first weekend in May, and you know what that means? It's time to start more seeds. Now, I'm starting 8 different seeds today that tend to be on the trickier side to germinate and get growing. And so because of that, I'm going to be using a new system. It is the LetPot Smart Seed Starting System. Now, I got this a few weeks ago and I set it up. It comes with a bottom tray to hold water, an inside tray with holes, a built-in heat mat, as well as grow lights with an internal timer. What sets this system apart is that it actually comes with an app that you can use on your phone and keep track of what's going on with your system, make changes to it wherever you are. So let me show you what I'm getting started in my new system. So first up, I am going to be starting some coleus. This is the coleus folia velvet, as well as the coleus rainbow blend. Now, if you've been around my channel, you know that my channel mascot is indeed the coleus folia velvet. It's gorgeous. I remember the first time I came across these seeds. They are super tiny, and I started them the traditional way in just soil. Well, I only had one of them come up, and ever since then I've looked at this as it is the mascot for my channel because I had it come up and I kept it alive. I overwintered it in my greenhouse. And so this is the perfect setup to deal with little tiny seeds. And once I had a little bit of success with that first coleus, I decided I really wanted to try growing all the coleuses I could find from seed that would be available. Now, because it's getting really warm where I live, I have to be very strategic with what I'm planting right now. Only some things are going to thrive in our southeast Louisiana summers. This is very strategically getting planted out with that in mind. But again, some of these seeds can be a little tricky. So next up, I'm moving into my celosias. And this is the Celosia Flamma Orange. And as tiny as these seeds are, they say to sow them about 1/8 inch deep. So I typically just will kind of surface sow and tap it down. And the next one, this one's new to me, is the Celosia Asian Garden. When I have seeds that tend to be harder to germinate or just really tiny and need babysitting, I like to use indoor systems like this just so that I can kind of keep an eye on everything. And because a lot of these are heat loving, they have soil temps that they prefer. And with this particular system, I can set the soil temp with the heat mat. So I know I'm guaranteed that they're getting what they need, optimal growing conditions. Now here I have some rose mallow. I grew these last year. They were really pretty and were doing so well until I lost them. These are big enough to where I could probably surface sow them without an issue, or direct sow them, I mean, without an issue. But because they're looking for a certain soil temp, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to put them in this system because we've been having some unseasonably cool weather where I am, and I don't want to risk it because last year I ended up losing these. I planted them a little late and I lost them before they really got to shine. Next up, moving into my grains, if you will. I don't harvest this to eat. I haven't yet. Maybe I'll give that a try this year, but it's the amaranth. This is the Elena's Rojo. Again, likes it hot, 65 to 90 degrees. And I did a trial run of this kit. If you saw that in another video, I tested it out. The kit actually comes with a box of sponges if you wanted to just seed start in sponges, which I did. That's what I did the first tester plants because I wanted to make sure, you know, that the system worked well. And I started some korbachi peppers, the Chinese wool flower, and I have some petunia seeds in here still, but they haven't come up yet. So I just left them in here and everything else came up, germinated wonderfully. And as soon as I saw they were getting their first true leaves, I popped them out and I planted them out at my homestead property, which yes, I will be doing an update soon. I was asked about the emergency backup gardens, so I will be filming an update on that soon. And then this amaranth, this one's new to me. I've grown the Elena Rojo before. It was really, really pretty, very prolific. This one though is called Hot Biscuits. It's kind of more of an orangey color, so I'm excited. I have heard of people harvesting this, milling it, and baking with it. So I don't know, I'm tempted to give that a try. And again, little tiny, tiny, tiny seeds. Perfect for systems like this. And I do want to say, you don't have to use the app. In fact, when I was talking about how I did a test run of this before, I didn't even hook up the app right away because I tend to be one that likes to keep things as simple as possible. Hence why I'm going with a system like this. I mean, it really takes the guesswork out of it, but you don't need to use the app at all. You can control and adjust your temperature and light settings right there on the base of the system. So, and they also have an EC meter if you want to keep track of that or grow hydroponically. I am not going to be using this as an indoor hydroponic system. I'm simply using it as seed starter. So I fill this up with potting soil for this go round, and that way I know that I can seed start, babysit these guys. And the last thing I'm starting today is some snacking peppers. As you can see, I have them right off of a store-bought pepper. Of course, there's no guarantee I'll get something true to its mother pepper, but it was free. My son really liked them. So I figured, you know what, we'll just go ahead and put some of these in. And considering normally I don't have issues with peppers, but if you've been following along on this journey with me for at least the last probably almost 6 months at this point, the germination rates have just not been good. So again, using a system like the LetPot Smart Seed Starting System will eliminate any guesswork. If these don't come up, then I know there's just something wrong with the seed. And you just slide it on to its heater. As you can see, I went in and reset my days to 1. You can leave this on auto mode, or if you want to get more technical, you can go into manual mode and select exactly what you're seed starting and set up your own plan for that. And I will go ahead and have the Amazon link down below. Plus, they were kind enough to offer us a discount code, so I will have that for you as well. Because if you're interested in a really easy, take the guesswork out of seed starting kind of system, this one works wonderfully. You can see, keeps track of your temperature. And since I know that these seeds need warmer soil, I'm going to keep that just like that and keep a little bit of water in my watering tray. Now, what I don't need at the moment, as you can see here, I don't really need light. None of these seeds require light to germinate, so I'm actually going to turn it off just like that. And the moment I see something sprouting, then I will come and kick on the lights. Well, as you can tell, there's no shortage of seeds here to be planted. There's always something that needs to get started or succession sown in the garden. Garden is in full swing. I have to film an update on our trellis situation back here for our hydroponic tomatoes. So I'll be doing that probably this week, as well as our first harvest video. So that will all be coming up. But I'd love to know what you're starting. I'm in zone 9A, so I know people are kind of spread out all over. I'm always interested. And what are you excited to be growing this summer? I've got quite a few new things in my yard, so I'm waiting to see how they perform. Hopefully we get our biggest harvest yet. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see just what all we are able to harvest out of our small backyard, I encourage you to subscribe. And until next time, stay blessed.